On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Archaeology.
The branch of anthropology that studies prehistoric people and their cultures.
Examples:
The Institute of Archaeology. Prehistoric archaeology. She teaches archaeology at the local university.
Pore.
A tiny hole in the skin of people or other animals that sweat can pass through. Verb, to read carefully or study attentively.
Examples:
Woody pore fungi. Pore over reference books. I was sweating at every pore.
Ancient.
Relating to the long ago, particularly the historical period preceding the fall of the Western Roman Empire, very old.
Examples:
Pre-Christian ancient. Ancient stories. They have been living near water since ancient times.
Tomb.
A large stone structure or underground chamber in which the dead are buried.
Examples:
Bury in tomb. The ancient tomb. The tomb of the unknown soldier honored the bravery and sacrifice of those who lost their lives in battle.
Discovery.
The act or process of finding information, a place, or an object, or learning about something that was previously not known.
Examples:
A scientific discovery. The great discovery of the century. Her research team made an important discovery.
Surprisingly.
In a way that causes amazement or wonder.
Examples:
Surprisingly advanced culture. Have surprisingly little effect. The exam was surprisingly tricky for everyone.
Preserve.
To keep or maintain a particular quality, feature, etc., especially to prevent it from decaying, being damaged, or being destroyed.
Examples:
Preserve my strength. Preserve a country's heritage. They worked hard to preserve the nature of their native lands.
Relic.
An object from a previous era, especially one of historical value.
Examples:
Historical relic. Holy relics. This bronze sword is a relic of ancient times.
Crescent.
A shape that is curved and tapering, often resembling a moon's crescent shape.
Examples:
Crescent moon. Crescent beach. The river formed a crescent shape around the bend.
Dumpling.
A small ball or lump of dough, often boiled or steamed and filled with meat or vegetables.
Examples:
Dumpling soup. Homemade dumpling. I ordered some delicious dumplings for lunch.
Invention.
The creation of a new device or process resulting from study and experimentation, the act of inventing.
Examples:
The invention of new techniques. Common invention. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Scholar.
Professor, a person who studies a topic in considerable depth, particularly in a university.
Examples:
Scholar in international politics. Noted scholar. You won't have to pay college tuition if you're a scholar.
Suspect.
To consider anything to be true or probable.
Examples:
Suspect a plot. Suspect that he is sick. The cops suspected him of being the killer.
Nomadic.
Moving from one location to another rather than staying in one place all of the time.
Examples:
Nomadic life. Nomadic herdsman. This desert is the territory of nomadic tribes.
Unclear.
Poorly stated or described, and therefore not easy to understand, not easy to perceive.
Examples:
An unclear match. In no unclear terms. It is important not to undertake tasks with unclear objectives to improve productivity.
Mouth-watering.
Describing something that looks, smells, or tastes so delicious that it causes one to salivate or feel an intense desire.
Examples:
Mouth-watering aroma. A mouth-watering dish. The smell of the mouth-watering barbecue made my stomach growl.
Rhapsody.
An intensely emotional or passionate piece of music, speech, or writing, a state of uncontrolled enthusiasm or joy.
Examples:
Rhapsody in Blue. Poetic rhapsody. His speech was a rhapsody of heartfelt gratitude to his mother who had sacrificed so much for him.
Poem.
A piece of writing that emphasizes the expression of feelings and ideas by paying particular attention to diction, sometimes rhyme, rhythm, and imagery.
Examples:
A narrative poem. Poem to the dead. A great poem is a fountain forever overflowing with the waters of wisdom and delight.
Allude.
To suggest or make reference to something indirectly.
Examples:
Allude to his low origin. Allude to the planning. He alluded to the problem but did not mention it directly.
Alien.
A person who comes from a different country, race, or group, a form of life assumed to exist outside the Earth or its atmosphere.
Examples:
Alien fungi. Resident aliens. Alien species have drastically altered the ecosystem in this area.
Wheat.
A cereal plant that is the most important kind grown in temperate countries, the grain of which is ground to make flour for bread, pasta, pastry, etc.
Examples:
Harvesting wheat. Wheat crop. The farmer grew wheat on his land.
Rev.
A measure of the rate at which an engine or motor rotates, often expressed in revolutions per minute, RPM, verb, to increase the number of rotations per minute.
Examples:
Low rev engine. Rev up the crowd. He stepped on the gas pedal, and the engine released a loud rev.
Chronicle.
A historical account of events arranged in order of time, typically without analysis or interpretation.
Examples:
Chronicle of the war. Heroic chronicle. The chronicle of the kingdom's history was passed down through generations of royalty.
Preparation.
The activity of getting ready for something or making something ready.
Examples:
A preparation program. The preparation of meals. He helped me with the preparation of this book.
Knead.
To work or press into a flexible mixture, especially bread dough, with the hands, fingers, or a device.
Examples:
Knead clay. Knead muscles. I need to knead the dough before I can bake the bread.
Dough.
A mixture of flour, liquid, and other ingredients, typically used to make bread, pastry, or pasta.
Examples:
Work dough. Dough for pastry. She mixed flour, yeast, sugar, and water to make dough for the bread.
WAN.
Looking pale or sickly, lacking vitality or energy.
Examples:
Wan light. A wan smile. His wan complexion showed that he was feeling very ill.
Mutton.
The meat of a sheep, particularly an adult sheep, used for food and often prepared by roasting, broiling, or stewing.
Examples:
Mutton chop. Tender mutton. We had roasted mutton for our family gathering.
Aromatic.
Having a strong, sweet smell, fragrant.
Examples:
Aromatic soap. Aromatic spices. The aromatic herbs and spices in the dish made my mouth water.
Dip.
To put something into a liquid for a short time and take it out again.
Examples:
Dip a pen in ink. Dip a chip in the sauce. Please dip up a bucket full of water from the well.
Sauce.
A liquid or semi-solid food served on or used in preparing other foods.
Examples:
A flavorful sauce. Soy sauce. The pasta dish was served with a rich tomato sauce.
Gobble.
To eat or swallow something hurriedly, noisily, and greedily, to make the sound of a male turkey.
Examples:
Gobble down food. Gobble up the competition. I always gobble my breakfast quickly because I'm usually in a rush.
Downwind.
In the direction that the wind is blowing, particularly about the adverse effects that the wind may carry.
Examples:
Sweep away downwind. Move downwind. The smoke from the fire was blowing downwind towards the nearby town.
Drool.
To allow saliva to drip or flow out of the mouth involuntarily, usually as a result of excitement, anticipation, or illness, to express excessive admiration or desire for something.
Examples:
Drool over a dessert. Drool on a pillow. The baby began to drool while teething.
Fantasy.
A fiction with a large amount of imagination in it, a pleasant situation that you imagine, but that is unlikely to happen.
Examples:
Fantasy novel. Confuse fantasy with reality. Composition by artificial intelligence is no longer a fantasy.
Feast.
A large meal, typically one served on a special occasion.
Examples:
A feast for the eyes. A nightly feast. The royal feast celebrated the harvest, and the community enjoyed it.
Diversify.
To make something include more different types or things, to spread out activities or investments.
Examples:
Diversify my portfolio. Diversify energy sources. This inclusive environment has allowed the plant species to diversify.
Tradition.
A belief, custom, or way of doing something that has been passed down from generation to generation within a group or society.
Examples:
A tradition of a culture. Against tradition. It is a tradition in many families to have a big Thanksgiving dinner with all their relatives.
Communal.
Belonging to or used by a group rather than individuals, for common use.
Examples:
Communal swimming pool. Communal combination of funds. Communal elections were held in several European countries.
Opt.
To make a choice from a range of possibilities.
Examples:
Opt out of society. Opt for a traditional wedding. I decided to opt for premature retirement.
Vegetarian.
A person who does not eat meat or fish, or often any animal products, for health or religious reasons.
Examples:
Eat a vegetarian diet. A strict vegetarian. This restaurant has vegetarian dishes as well.
Cultivate.
To prepare and foster land for growing crops or plants.
Examples:
Cultivate a field. Cultivate relationships. University is a great place to cultivate our minds and expertise.
Tapioca.
A starchy substance derived from the cassava plant, typically used in cooking and baking as a thickening agent or as the base for puddings or desserts.
Examples:
Tapioca balls. Tapioca pearls. I love the texture and taste of tapioca pudding.
Relation.
The way two persons or groups of people feel and act toward one another.
Examples:
Relation between cause and effect. Relation of inclusion. The industrial relations laws were passed with little to no alteration.
Tricky.
Requiring care and skill because challenging to do or deal with.
Examples:
Tricky problem. A tricky recipe to follow. We have discussed the entirety of this tricky problem.
Trace.
To find or discover someone or something that was lost.
Examples:
Trace a telephone call. Trace back to medieval times. Let's trace the origins of some familiar foreign words.
Historic.
Famous or significant in history, or potentially so.
Examples:
Historic accomplishment. Achieve the historic feat. The Chinese people have accomplished several historic feats.
Clue.
An object, a piece of evidence, or some information that helps someone to find the answer to a problem, question, or mystery.
Examples:
A clue about the crime. A clue to the diagnosis. The police couldn't find a clue to her whereabouts.
Tribe.
A social group made up of members who live together, sharing the same language, culture, religion, etc., especially those who do not live in towns or cities.
Examples:
Aboriginal tribe. Mountain tribe. The tribe had distinctly defined gender roles.
Eventually.
Finally, particularly after a long time or a lot of struggle, complications, and so on.
Examples:
Eventually become obsolete. Eventually succeed. The corporation eventually dominated the entire tobacco business.
Empire.
A group of countries ruled by one leader or government.
Examples:
Empire building. Empire of the Maya. He has built a thriving e-commerce empire.
Wrap.
To cover or enclose something entirely with paper, cloth, or other material.
Examples:
Wrap a fish in foil. Wrap up a meeting. Wrap the bandage tightly around the injured arm.
Morsel.
A small piece or fragment, particularly of food, a small, tasty, or pleasing bit of something.
Examples:
Mouth-watering morsel. Tiny morsel. I only had a small morsel of cake while trying to watch my weight.
Turkey.
Of an animal, a large bird with a fan-shaped tail native to North America, widely grown for food. Of a country, a Eurasian republic in Asia Minor and the Balkans.
Examples:
Swell like a turkey. Turkey breast meat. They prepared a stuffed turkey for Thanksgiving.
Restriction.
A limitation or constraint placed on something, or the act of limiting or constraining something.
Examples:
Nutritional restriction. Restriction on trade. The restriction on travel during the pandemic made it difficult for people to see their loved ones.
Ingredient.
One of the things used to make something, especially one of the foods used to make a particular dish.
Examples:
Secret ingredients. Compound the ingredients. Greed is the primary ingredient in the making of criminals.
Lamb.
A young sheep, the flesh of a young domestic sheep eaten as food.
Examples:
The meat of lamb. Sacrifice a lamb. His dog is as gentle as a lamb.
Drizzle.
To rain lightly or in fine drops. To pour a liquid over something in a slow, thin stream.
Examples:
Drizzle lightly. Drizzle with olive oil. I like to drizzle honey over my pancakes for extra sweetness.
Garlic.
A strong-smelling, pungent-tasting bulb used as a seasoning in cooking.
Examples:
Garlic bulb. Garlic herb. When using fresh garlic in cooking, it's important to carefully mince or press the cloves to release their flavor and aroma fully.
Melt.
To turn from something solid into something soft or liquid as a result of heating.
Examples:
Melt the ice. Melt down gold. Her resistance melted under his persuasion.
Herb.
A small plant with aromatic or flavorful leaves used for seasoning or medicinal purposes.
Examples:
Herb garden. Herb spices. Rosemary is a fragrant herb commonly used in cooking.
Spice.
A dried seed, fruit, root, bark, or vegetable substance primarily used to season or flavor food.
Examples:
Spice recipe. Spice flavor. He added a pinch of spice to the stew to flavor it.
Disseminate.
To spread or distribute widely, especially information or ideas, to scatter or disperse.
Examples:
Disseminate propaganda. Disseminate knowledge. It is important to disseminate accurate information to the public to prevent false rumors from spreading.
Introductory.
Intended as an introduction or preliminary, serving as a base or starting point.
Examples:
Introductory biology text. Product introductory sale. The introductory class was designed to give students a basic understanding of the subject.
Hire.
To give somebody a job.
Examples:
Hire a guide. Hire a car by the hour. We should always be prepared to hire talented recruits.
Cab.
A taxi or other vehicle that can be hired for transportation, the compartment from which a vehicle, such as a train or truck, is driven.
Examples:
Taxi cab. Yellow cab. I hailed a cab to take me to the airport.
Likewise.
In the same way.
Examples:
Do likewise. Please revise likewise. He is tall and likewise strong.
Kimchi.
A spicy, fermented Korean side dish made of cabbage, radish, or other vegetables, often served as a condiment with rice or meat dishes.
Examples:
Kimchi recipe. Spicy kimchi paste. There are many different varieties of kimchi, each with its unique taste and texture.
Lump.
A small, irregularly shaped mass or piece, typically of a soft substance such as coal, flour, or dough.
Examples:
Lump in the throat. Single lump sum. There is a small lump on my neck, and I'm concerned about it.
Liquid.
A substance such as water or oil that flows freely and is neither a solid nor a gas.
Examples:
Colorless liquid. Hazardous liquid. The sponge takes up the liquid well.
Matzah.
Unleavened bread traditionally eaten during the Jewish holiday of Passover.
Examples:
Matzo crackers. Homemade matzo soup. The recipe called for crushed matzo as a crust for the cheesecake.
Confuse.
To mistake one thing for another, to make somebody hard to understand.
Examples:
confuse the listener, confuse fantasy with reality. Her remarks confused the debate.
Imprecise.
Not exact or accurate, not clearly stated or defined, lacking in specificity or detail.
Examples:
imprecise instructions, imprecise language. The imprecise measurements led to erroneous results in the experiment.
Stick.
To put something, usually a sharp object, into something, noun, a thin piece of wood or other material.
Examples:
stick a key in a lock, fire stick. You stick a bill in the change machine, and the coins pop out.
Nonetheless.
In spite of what has just been said or done, nevertheless.
Examples:
we are nonetheless confident. Love him nonetheless. They each choose nonetheless to battle.
Occupy.
To consume all of someone's space, attention, or time.
Examples:
occupy his time. Occupy a position. The young prince will soon occupy the throne.
Typical.
Having the usual characteristics or traits of a specific group of things.
Examples:
typical leader. Fairly typical symptoms. This artwork is typical of her work.
Dump.
To deposit or dispose of something, such as trash, waste, etc., carelessly or hurriedly.
Examples:
dump the gravel on the road. Dump hazardous waste. The company dumped him after several years of service.
Conquer.
To bring under control by force or authority.
Examples:
conquer fatal disease. Conquer the world. You must conquer your anxiety about driving.
Reign.
The period of time during which a monarch or government holds power. Verb, to be the king or queen.
Examples:
reign of a dictator. Reign as sovereign. The dictator's reign was characterized by widespread human rights abuses and suppression of political opposition.
Jury.
A group of people called upon to render a verdict or judgment in a legal trial. A group of people chosen for a special purpose or task.
Examples:
jury verdict. Jury duty. The judge instructed the jury on the law and the evidence presented in the trial.
Unlikely.
Not probable or likely to happen.
Examples:
unlikely event. It is unlikely that he would win the game. The passage of the bill is unlikely.
Culinary.
Of or relating to cooking and the kitchen.
Examples:
Culinary skill. Culinary tradition. The culinary arts program at the school was highly regarded for its innovative curriculum.
Visionary.
Having or showing exceptional foresight and imagination, not practical or realizable, speculative.
Examples:
Visionary business. Visionary ideas. The visionary leader had a clear plan for the company's future.
Revelation.
A fact that has been disclosed to others, especially a surprising one, the act of revealing or telling the fact or truth to others, communication of knowledge to humans by a divine or supernatural agency.
Examples:
A divine revelation. The revelation of a secret. The shocking revelation embarrassed the administration.
Encase.
To enclose or cover something in a protective or decorative layer.
Examples:
Encase in glass. Encase his feet. They encased the fragile vase in bubble wrap to protect it during shipping.
Delight.
A feeling of great pleasure or happiness.
Examples:
A tremor of delight. With delight. The delight on the child's faces when they received the toy was priceless.
Appreciate.
To value and acknowledge the worth of someone or something, to be grateful for something or someone.
Examples:
Appreciate her feedback. Appreciate the value. We would appreciate an early reply.
Plump.
Rounded and full, especially in a pleasing way, pleasantly fat.
Examples:
Get plump. Plump little pig. The baker added butter to the dough to make the rolls plump and soft.
Tangle.
A confused mass of something twisted together.
Examples:
In a tangle. Tangle wires. The cords behind my computer were a tangled mess.
Diverse.
Including numerous categories of individuals or entities, various.
Examples:
Diverse backgrounds. A person of diverse talents. New York is a city with a diverse ethnic population.
Divine.
Of, from, or like a god, holy or sacred.
Examples:
Divine intervention. Divine grace. The view from the mountaintop was truly divine.
Resort.
A place where many people go for rest, sport, or another stated purpose. Verb, turn to or take a course of action, especially an extreme or undesirable one, to resolve a difficult circumstance.
Examples:
resort to desperate measures, a last resort. If both countries resort to nuclear deterrence, the consequence could be mutual destruction.
Globe.
The earth or world, mainly used to emphasize its vastness.
Examples:
terrestrial globe, around the globe. His final goal is to sail around the globe.
Celebrate.
To acknowledge a memorable or good day or event with a social gathering or enjoyable activity.
Examples:
celebrate his election, celebrate Christmas. He celebrated the 10th anniversary of his tenure.
Curiosity.
A strong desire to know or learn about something.
Examples:
boundless curiosity, satisfy my intellectual curiosity. We are motivated by curiosity rather than necessity.
Propel.
To move, drive, or push something forward or in a particular direction, often with a lot of force.
Examples:
propel growth, propel the ship. An increase in employment helps propel economic growth.
Exciting.
Causing a lot of interest or excitement.
Examples:
exciting football player, exciting news. The findings of the experiment were both exciting and unexpected.